Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy. For today's video, we got a video by Swish Out titled "The 2022 NBA Season Hasn't Made Any Sense," man. So we're gonna check this out, see what some of the confusions are around the season. I will say, man, this has been a very strange NBA season. Like, it don't feel like it now, but you guys all remember, like, to start the season, there was like 97,000 like literal flight react 10-day contract players in the NBA. Like, at that point, I was just like, I don't even know who's in the league anymore, man. Y'all know, like, damn, Greg Monroe just played NBA minutes yesterday. He was on damn Utah Jazz. No wonder Donovan Mitchell's so salty, man. I'd be salty if I had bitch-ass Monroe on my team. But here we go. Let's get going on this. See what it's all about. We got Boogie Cousins.
I'm a warrior.
Are you, though?
4 years ago, we got the news that DeMarcus Cousins was officially joining
it's
the
been
Golden
4
State
years.
Warriors. And
4 years?
At that time, we all came to the conclusion parity in the NBA is officially over. The best center in the league at the time, joining the best collection of talent maybe ever, we might as well just hand them the trophy. But we all know how that ended.
Yeah, he had the
Fast
injuries and
forward
stuff.
to today, and we are now in an era where parity is more prevalent than ever, and it's actually made the NBA feel a little bit off. Now, no, this isn't to say that I'm not appreciating the new faces, the new talent, and definitely the new teams, but the way we got here isn't quite exactly how I imagined. I made a video literally last year explaining why the NBA hasn't made a lot of sense since 2017, and it's almost like this video is a part 2 of that. Missing multiple NBA stars for a multitude of reasons, extreme hypocrisy with these damn NBA awards, and 10 years later, LeBron and Kevin Durant still feels like the best players in the world on any given night, yet where they stand at team-wise doesn't quite correlate. Think about it like this.
Yeah, that's... The NBA has changed. The NBA has changed so much since I started watching in 2003. Like, it's not even funny. Like, I don't know, just like it's just different. I can't quite put my like finger on it. Is that what people say? I don't know. I don't know if that's a saying or not, but okay.
10 years ago, KD and Bron were 1 and 2 in the MVP race, where Bron ultimately won. Then
CP3
they
up
met
there
in the
too.
NBA Finals, where LeBron pretty much confirmed he was the best player at that time and most deserving of that award. Now, at that time, we couldn't even fathom LeBron or Kevin Durant being on a team fighting for a playoff spot. It was like that was way beneath them. If they were on a team, they automatically had a spot. But now, if you look at them today,
yeah, pretty much meant like going to the
elevated
finals.
numbers and all-time type of performances, these two find themselves in almost identical.
I guess like the way that I think about it, just like looking up like these stats, just right off the top of my head right here, because like the NBA has gotten like so much quicker with like pacing and stuff over like the past decade, where like these numbers that they're putting up now, they're still impressive as hell, especially considered the age. But like, I don't know if like were like the numbers like considered better back then because of like the type of like style of basketball that was being played. I guess that's the only way I could really think about it. But
Unfamiliar territory,
that also might not make any
standing
sense.
wise. Also, the irony of it, I consider these two the two best players of the 2010s, and they both had pretty dramatic NBA divorces. Kyrie Irving left LeBron in 2017 after just winning a championship the year prior, and Kevin Durant left Russell Westbrook in 2016 after blowing a 3-1
Like
lead.
the NBA is almost more
Now,
like system
these two
based
find
now,
themselves
I guess.
switching partners where both has been problematic for their teams in some capacity. Kyrie Irving's shot status missing the majority of the year, and Russell Westbrook's shot status missing the majority of the year. He's been better as of
And
late,
shots.
but
Wait, that
it
was
may
probably the
be
joke.
too late.
That was the joke.
This
My
stuff
bad.
is
he made it.
actually getting hard to keep up with. And speaking of keeping up, let's have a quick word from today's video sponsor, Keeps.
Okay.
Hair loss is a massive thing that studies say 2 out of every 3 guys will experience by the age of 35.
Man, I started experiencing that shit at the age of 3.5. This is hitting a little bit too close to home with me, man. I gotta go get me a haircut this weekend. Man, I'm about to be 30, bro. Damn, man. Before, after, got that LeBron, bro. LeBron style going, man. I don't want to lose my hair, man. I don't want to lose it. Just please stay with me forever. Stay with me forever.
Mandate has finally been lifted, which is great. But the damage it's done to Brooklyn this year, it's been so damn significant, bro. It's crazy. Brooklyn, they pretty much traded James Harden because of it, and they had to roll out two completely different teams afterwards. One where KD gets blitzed at half court and has to shoot like 20 contested shots a night.
Right.
And the other one where Kyrie Irving is dropping 60, 43, and actually helping Kevin Durant. This is
and that's why I think like this, especially this year, more than ever, coaching and system is so damn important. Because when you don't know who you're going to be on the court with to start a game night in and night out, then the only thing you can rely on is the playbook. And I really feel like that's why the Memphis Grizzlies have been so dominant, is because like with Ja Morant, without Ja Morant, they are just a well-coached and well-run team. And that's why they've been able to be so dominant in a season where it's like, you know, if you're relying on like a superstar to like be the guy, like come on, man, like going into the season like with the Brooklyn Nets, we knew like KD, James Harden, Kyrie, that was supposed to be the team. And it's like as soon as you take Kyrie out of that, then you know the system starts failing and the lack of depth starts showing up. And you know, I just think that's kind of what I'm getting at with it. I mean, that's just, I don't know, man. Does it make sense? I don't know.
This is all because of a rule that pretty much never really made much sense and now has Brooklyn in a play-in game ready to ruin all of Miami's hard-ass work. Also, after a while, the hypocrisy of the mandate is what started to make everyone scratch their heads. Like, of course, at first we all called Kyrie selfish, which it quite literally was a selfish decision. But eventually, as we dove deeper into the rule, it literally never made sense and it was always pointless. Kyrie is considered a New York worker, so he had to be vaxxed to play in his own building.
Yep.
Yet other unvaxxed players, coaches, and fans, they can still be on the court and play a whole series despite their status. It just felt like one of those because I said so as rules that everybody knew never made sense. Let's continue with
and just despite what you know think about Kyrie and how he handled things or didn't handle things, I don't know. I felt like the NBA was using Kyrie as an example to like make an example out of, you know, like, I mean, like Swishaw was saying right here, just like a type of rule that just like didn't really have like any like direct like correlation with how it was being like utilized in the league and everything like that. And really, I guess consistency is probably the best word. And yeah, I didn't really think I was right to like use Kyrie as like the postboard for that, because I'm sure there was like plenty of other players that probably were like having like the same mindset that just wasn't really like spoken about. I don't know.
NBA stuff, and let's talk about the hypocrisy with these damn NBA awards.
I want every NBA team
I don't even
to
know
be healthy
what the
and
criteria
be able
of
to
the
play,
MVP
like,
award is anymore.
From a basketball standpoint.
I have no clue. It's almost like Russell Westbrook was a glitch in the Matrix and he completely broke the system and it hasn't recovered since. That's just how it feels.
That's a great point.
History would tell you we used to reward the best player on the best team. Not saying they always won the MVP, but they were at least in the top 2, top 3, top 4, top 5, simply off their team's winning status alone. In 2005, one of the most controversial MVPs
Steve
ever.
Nash. That's what I was
Steve
thinking of.
Nash clearly won because his team had the best record in the league. Shaq, Dirk Nowitzki, and to me, Tim Duncan definitely, they all had stronger cases. For the last 20 years, we always rewarded the best player on the best team. Like, history will tell you that. So somebody tell me why in the hell is Devin Booker not anywhere near the MVP conversation?
The reason Devin Booker isn't, and I do not agree with the reason why he's not, but the reason Devin Booker is not being considered is because we have always taken Devin Booker for granted. Devin Booker, since like being in the NBA, has always been like a top shooting guard. In between just like not making all-star appearances, having to get to the all-star game because of being like, you know, be like an injury replacement, which is still like disrespectful in its own way for like making the team that way and stuff like that. I feel like now that the Suns are having this success, like Devin Booker is still a huge part of that, but I feel like people don't give Devin Booker the credit for having that success, and they kind of be like, well, it's because like CP3's here, but which, I mean, you know, CP3 is a huge difference maker like that, but I don't know, I just like feel like from like the get-go, like Devin Booker has always been taken for granted, and just like because he's putting up these numbers now on like a winning team, like nobody's really caring about it, and they should. Like I don't understand why Devin Booker's not being talked about as MVP. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't.
Understand this, and I love Stat Muse, I love Basketball Reference, I love all these advanced stats. Like it all has its place. I understand that, but it's almost like it's robbed the purity of basketball, and people don't even care about winning anymore. It's just all about numbers.
Yep.
Understand this.
Sadly,
the Suns aren't only the top seed in their
it's the issue I've had with you. I mean, listen, I've been doing YouTube for that long, but like I've also seen like this trend happen over the past few years, and I've started to get to the point where I'm just like, it's no longer the MVP. It's no longer about value, it's about talent. It's the MTP, most talented player. They need to reswitch the name because that's how it's being viewed these days.
Conference. They're the top seed in the league by a landslide.
Damn, 60 wins.
If the Suns win tonight and get 60 wins, I'm making this video Thursday morning. If they win tonight, do you know they are almost on a 67 win pace, and they will be 11 games up on the closest second? Do you know that gap would be the largest win margin gap?
And that's with CP3 being out with injuries too.
2000 Lakers. Let me ask y'all a question. Who won the MVP that year? Shaq. Didn't we say that was the one year that Shaq should have been the first unanimous MVP before Stephen Curry? So if he got that recognition, why can't Devin Booker at least be in the top 3, top 4, top 5?
Name mention
this
at least.
Man still feels like the most underrated player in the league to me. He wasn't even an all-star starter. And speaking of that, let's get to the person that actually was above him that we all knew had no business being that.
Okay. I mean, to be honest, the voting system and how it's ran stuff, and like, it's stupid. It's so stupid. Like, I thought it was stupid the moment they said DeMar DeRozan was a shooting guard on a team that has Zach LaVine, the damn shooting guard. Like, this needs to be overhauled. I thought it was a good step in the right direction, saying, okay, like, you don't need to have like a center. Like, it could be like 2 guards, 3 forwards. It just needs to be the 5 best player. It's the damn All-Star game. Like, put Devin Booker as center. I don't care. I want the 5 best players out there.
I'm not one to pounce on Wiggins. I actually like Andrew Wiggins, but
yeah, he's fantastic.
We all knew that
was
BS. The 3 front court starter system in the NBA All-Star game, that is just completely outdated anyway, especially since a 2 and a 3, they're pretty much interchangeable now. Positions
2, 3,
they
or
don't
sometimes
even
even
exist
a 4
anymore. Andrew Wiggins actually getting
Damn,
back.
I've seen, they want to say DeMar DeRozan, the shooting guard, he played power forward on the Spurs a lot. I mean, you see guys like, I don't know, man, just, like Bruce Brown or like Josh Hart, those 6'4", 6'5" guards that can also like rebound. Like, in certain circumstances, you can see like those guys playing like, the 4 spot and stuff like that based off like the matchup. Like, it's so it's so position based, or positionless based, I should say. But like at the same time too, I don't know. Like I guess why does it matter like what numbers you are putting up at what position? I just don't get like why the NBA is like, it has to be this way. Like, it doesn't. It really doesn't.
That nod based off the Warriors' ridiculous fans making sure he gets those front court votes. That's just disgusting, bro. Like, it just is. The Warriors, they deserve to have an all-star starter. They had the best record pretty much in the league for the majority of that time up until the all-star game. But the team that actually had the best record in the West, they didn't even have an all-star starter. The Suns.
Stupid.
The NBA,
really stupid.
They just set this man up to get crucified. And now that Stephen Curry got hurt and he hasn't really been playing up to par, it's happening. Russell Westbrook and James Harden has actually been on the same team twice. That alone should be a damn crime. If it was one trade that should have been vetoed, it should have been that Houston trade. Both extremely talented players.
Shoot, I was like, yeah, that's right. I was like, okay, see. I was like, oh yeah, the Houston Rockets not too long ago. Also a very forgettable time in Russell Westbrook's career, in my opinion. Right up there with the Wizards and probably the Lakers.
All the famous, undoubtedly. We get
TBD.
all that. But calling them the greatest bad players of all time is just so damn fitting. If it was any fact to prove that, it would be this. Before 2020, we had never seen an MVP get traded in back-to-back years.
That's crazy.
Then we had Russell Westbrook, who's actually made it 3 times with this last Lakers trade. Now we have James Harden, who's joined him and has actually played on 3 teams in the last 13 months. In 2019, 2 of the biggest splash moves happened to 2 little brothers, the Brooklyn Nets and the Los Angeles Clippers. The Nets obviously got Kyrie and Kevin Durant, and the Clippers got Kawhi and Paul George. Even when you give these 2 franchises literally the best players the league has to offer, it still feels like something always has to go wrong. it's never smooth sailing like the dynastic franchises. Like the Celtics, they get Ray Allen and KG, automatically they win the NBA championship. The Lakers, they get...
Yeah, and I don't know. I think this year too, because the Nets would be in a better circle. I do think that, you know, if Kyrie could have played this entire season, I think James Harden would no doubt still be on the Brooklyn Nets. It's just like you have like this weird year where it's like it was such like system based, and like James Harden was obviously fine on the Brooklyn Nets, like he was an NBA All-Star and everything like that, but it just like didn't seem like the same James Harden from like the Houston Rocket days. And I don't know, like I feel like that's why he was like trade. He's like this system's not working for me. So now he goes to the 76ers where he can be like that ball dominant selfing. I think with Russell Westbrook, it's been a chase to find the system that works around him, going back to the OKC Thunder days where he was putting up the triple doubles. Although, I mean, he can still get triple doubles now, but it's not leading to anything. I think we're starting to realize that even more and more and more as his career progresses. But I just feel like Russell keeps on getting flipped around, trying to like, we got right, like we will channel into that old OKC Thunder Russell Westbrook. We'll put the perfect system around him, and it's just like it was a flawed system around Russell Westbrook. Too much hero ball to start with.
Anthony Davis and Bron, automatically their championships. You give the Clippers, who already had a championship coach, 2 6-Man of the Year candidates, and all this talent, you give them 2 of the most dynamic, great wing players this league has to offer, Kawhi and Paul George. And look at how it's aged. 2020, they blow a 3-1 lead to make their first Western Conference Finals. Last year, Kawhi's playing great in the playoffs, and they make their first Western Conference Finals, but he gets hurt in the process. Now this year, it's no Kawhi or Paul George. It's like these teams can never put it together for some odd reason. The Nets, I know that team was old in 2013, 2014, but they had damn near a big 5, and it's comical how that aged. Then 5 years later, you give them Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, and you add James Harden in the mix, and it's like they had 5 completely different teams since that trade. Look at the lack of continuity on that roster since acquiring Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Look at all the players that's been on that roster since. Look at all the games the stars have missed since joining the Nets. For some odd reason with these 2 teams, these 2 little brothers, they can just never get it right even when they have the best players. The Miami Heat actually has the best record in the East right now, despite all 3 of their best players all missing
been about 5 days
old,
by the way, guys.
This isn't even counting Victor Oladipo's status or Markieff Morris's status. And they've won all these games despite the fact that they've had like 16 different starting lineups since the beginning of the year. Like all this, and their reward can very well be Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant in the first round. That's tough. Lastly, look at the NBA All-Stars for last season.
Okay.
Now look at how many games these players have missed in comparisons this season. This doesn't even include Anthony Davis, who actually made it last year but couldn't play because of injury, MPJ, or Jamal Murray, who has All-Star potential. It's like this year, it's kind of been a completely different league. We all used to complain about parity in the NBA, and it was a legitimate frustration. But now with all these injuries and all these moving pieces, we have it. We just probably didn't expect it to look like this.
Yeah, no, like,
if you guys like this video, make sure you guys like this video. Make sure you guys.
All right, that's all we got, guys. Link to Swish Out's channel description below. Very good video. That was so interesting, and just like I know, like I rambled on a lot, but I don't know, like I hear like these topics, and I mean, like I know you guys like watch me and stuff for like entertainment, but like I get entertained just as much for like discussion stuff like that. I want to like obviously give like my feedback, which is I guess why I have a reaction channel, right? But that's all we got, guys. Thank y'all so much for watching, and peace out.